Hello friends, I welcome you all to my channel. This video is part of the playlist Python Basics Programming Beginners Daily Dose, where I where I upload videos on basics of Python programming, so that beginner level Python developers and programmers will get a better insight of how fundamental things work behind the scenes in Python. This video is part 4 of the series of videos on working with a tuple, where I will discuss about the fact that tuple is a the tuple data types are hashable in Python. If you have not watched the previous three videos, part 1, part 2 and part 3, I highly suggest you please watch them first to get the better context of this video. So let's get started with this video. Okay, so in Python, the tuples are hashable objects. Now, what are hashable objects? I have a previous video on hashable objects in the same playlist. Please, you can also watch that video to have a better understanding of on hashable objects in Python. Basically, in Python, an object, all those objects are hashable. Uh, uh, the objects, the elements of a set or the keys of a dictionary are hashable objects, and the hash value of an object does not change throughout the lifetime of the object while the Python code is running. Now, for there are specific algorithms of how hash value is computed for the different data types. Now, in Python, only the immutable data types are hashable. For example, the numeric string, numeric values like float or int or fractions, that is rational, they are hashable. Also, the immutable data type strings are hashable. Since tuple is an immutable data type, it is also hashable. Let's quickly check. There is a built-in function hash that returns the hash value of a hashable object. So if we run hash on a numeric value integer, it will simply return the integer value. But if we do a hash of 12.0, since 12, yeah, it will also return 12 only. But if I do something like this, it will return some different hash value. So the hash value is a integer. So hash of a object returns an integer. Now, for a tuple, let's say we have a tuple 1, 2, 3, let's say a, and some so it's another tuple 2, 3, let's say ABC 3, 4, like this. Now, this is a tuple. Now, the hash value of a tuple is computed by some algorithm depending on the hash value of its individual elements. So, by using some algorithm, some mathematical formulation, the hash value of t will be computed based on the hash value of 1, 2, the third element, the string a, and also recursively the hash value of the tuple ABC, 3, 4. Now, in since tuple is a built-in data type, it by default supports it by default is hashable, meaning it implements the hash protocol method, that is underscore hash underscore. So this is the protocol method for a data type to be hashable. So if we do this, we will have this. If you also run the hash function on, this is a shortcut method for returning the hash value of an object. If you do this, it will also return the same thing. Now, mutable objects and data types are not hashable, like lists or let's say sets or dictionaries. they are not hashable. So you cannot have an element in a tuple which is mutable data type. You cannot have a list or sets or dictionary as an element of a tuple. In that, I mean, you can have, but as soon as there is need to compute the hash value of a tuple, it will fail. I mean, let's say oh, I can't even let's say I have another tuple, let's say with a list, let's say 1. This is allowed, but as soon as I will try to compute the hash value of T2, it will fail. It will say type error because unhashable type list. So you can see it cannot be an element of a tuple, cannot be a list or a set or a dictionary. Let's say if I do set and try to so I'm passing to the hash function, I'm passing a tuple to the single element is a set, it will fail. Unhashable set, unhashable type set. Also, I cannot pass I cannot consider a dictionary as an element of a tuple, it will say unhashable type dict. Okay, so now, so we see that as long as all the elements of a tuple are immutable data types, it will be hashed successfully. We will get the hash value of a tuple without any problem. Now, how do we use this? How do we use the fact that tuple is a hashable object? So in Python, for elements of a set or the keys of a dictionary has to be hashable objects. So every so if you want to consider an element, if you want to consider a tuple as an element of a set or a key as a dictionary, then you can use it. You use a tuple, but of course the tuple should not have any mutable data element. So for the T that we have taken, so this is T. I can, let's say we create a set, empty set, this, and we create a dictionary, empty dictionary, this. Now I can add that tuple T in the set T, in the set S. I can do this, and I can also add the tuple as a key to the dictionary and assign some random value, let's say an empty list. I can do this. So now this way we can use a tuple as a as an element of a set or as a key of a dictionary. Now for one use case, for user-defined classes, to be hashable, every that class need to implement the protocol method __hash __. So let's say I have a class. Another use of the fact that a tuple is hashable is that, let's consider a situation. You have a class and you want to use that class as a key to a dictionary, or even let's say you want to have instances of that class as element of a set. Let's say I defined a class. Let's say what do we say? Let's say we are trying to find a frequency of a word from a text file. So I might have a class, a word, and the word and the frequency. So let's say word and frequency, and in the class, let's say I write the constructor by giving the word and the frequency, and let's say I initialize the word and the frequency from the constructor parameters, and let's say okay, this Now let's say I want to have this class, instances of this class as a key to a dictionary. Now as soon as I will try to use instances of this class as a key to dictionary, this class should implement the hash protocol, that is the underscore underscore hash underscore underscore. So I have to define the protocol method underscore underscore hash self. Okay. Now, how do I implement the hash? Definitely, the hash will depend on the word and the frequency. Word is a string and frequency is a integer. So, and that hash obviously should be different from the hash value of every other instance of word frequency class. So so now here we can use tuple. Tuple being a hashable object, we can the fact that tuple is a hashable object, that will come in handy. We can simply return the hash of, we will create a tuple from the word and the frequency and just return the hash value of this tuple. Now Python behind the scenes will compute the hash value of the tuple, which will definitely be based on the hash value of the word and the hash value of the frequency, and it will return the hash value. Now, okay, so the class is defined. Now let's say we instantiate two objects of word frequency. Let's say word frequency 1, let's say word frequency, let's say ABC and 10. Okay, we have word frequency let's say DEF, let's say 1. Okay, now we can insert the instances, these two instances as a key to the dictionary D that we have defined earlier. I can do WF1 something, whatever, let's say 2, it doesn't matter, we can do this, and we can also do this. So this way you see that if you are defining some user defined class where the class need to be hashable and you want to use the class as an element of a set or as a key to a dictionary, then you can while implementing the hash protocol method, you can quickly pack all the data elements of the class on which the hash value should depend inside pack all those data inside a tuple as tuple elements, and we just return the hash value of the tuple. And okay, so we can obviously check that WF1 is in D. Yeah, it's true, and W2 in D. We can also add these classes obviously to the set S. Add, we can do this. S add, we can do this. Okay, so yeah, that was all about tuple being a hashable object in Python. You can use it as an element of a set or as a key as a dictionary, which requires because elements of set and keys of a dictionary requires to be hashable, and since by default tuple is hashable, provided that all the elements of the tuple are immutable data objects. Now, one thing I would like to mention, I forgot to say regarding the first video where I was explaining how do we instantiate objects of tuple. There I said that you create tuple by providing the data elements separated by comma. Let's say I'm creating a tuple, let's say by this. So for a single element a tuple, we cannot do this, but we have to provide the comma. And for more than one data elements, we can we separate each data elements with the by a comma, and whereas the parenthesis is optional. We need not do this parenthesis is optional. We can omit the parenthesis and do this. Now, what if there is a data element inside the tuple is also a tuple? Let's say the fourth element is another tuple, which let's say it looks like let's say like this. Let's say like this. Now, for sure, I cannot write like this. I cannot do this and tell Python that create a tuple where the data elements are 1, 2, 3, and the fourth element is also a tuple having the elements a, 1.2, and 4. No. In this case, we have to provide the parenthesis. This is mandatory. This is obviously for for correct interpretation by Python. So if you want to specify a data element as also a tuple while constructing a tuple, then you have to provide the parenthesis. It's mandatory. Similarly, if there is another tuple inside the fourth element as a data element, you will do this. Now you can see this is the tuple. Okay, that was all for this video. I think I will make another part. That would be the last part where I will discuss about the named tuple. So far we have studied tuple where we are using if we want to access a particular element of a tuple, we have to access it by the index operator like this. The first element. Now the fourth element is not there, sorry. So maybe it's a second element. Now there is a convenient way for better readability where you can give a name to a particular data element of a tuple. So that type of tuple is known as named tuple, which I will discuss in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will request all of you, if you are watching my videos on regular basis, please support me by subscribing to my channel and like my videos, share them with your friends and colleagues, and please do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos as I keep on posting this kind of videos on regular basis. Okay friends, until the next video, take care and bye.